but me. Say everybody. Okay.
KCMO, born and raised if you ain't get the memo. Slipping in my city is a NO. We put down the demo.
Hey you guys, it's me Basie, and I am here with a Askbasie video. Yes you guys, I'm here with an Askbasie. I feel like I ain't done one in a long time, but these are just questions that are, or advice questions that are sent to me asking my opinion, because I don't give the best advice, but I'm just telling y'all what I would do. You don't have to take it, you don't have to like what I say, but I'm just being honest with y'all. You know, so I hope y'all enjoy it. If y'all have any questions y'all like to ask me, my Askbasie email is down below in my description box. So let's just go ahead and get into these. So this first one says, hi Basie, I'm in a 7-year relationship with my wonderful to-be fiance soon, and we've been trying to conceive our first child, and what I'm asking is, how long did it take you to have your first daughter? And I love watching your vlogs, thanks. Well, for me, it didn't take long at all. When I had my first child, I was still when I got pregnant, when I conceived my first child, I was still in high school. So I was a teen parent. So it didn't take too many times at all. Actually, with their dad, yeah, it didn't take too many times at all. It was pretty quick actually. But everyone's different. It might just take a lot longer for some women than others. I come from a family that a lot of people in my family have a large amount of children. My grandmother, my dad's mom, she actually had 21 children, and my mom's mom had 12. So I have 5. I would have had more than that, but you know, that didn't happen. My brothers, you know, cousins, like our family just, they have a lot of children. Some families or some people, they just, it doesn't happen as fast, but I'm sure it will still happen for you. Don't rush it. It's 7 years though. If y'all been trying for 7 years, then maybe you might want to find some other options. You know, get tested, make sure everything's okay with you. Check with your fiance, make sure everything's okay with him, because you might have to take another route in order to have the child that you're wanting. But I wouldn't give up just yet. Just keep trying. Okay, this next one says, hey Basie, first I want to say that you're so beautiful. We also are the same height. I love all your videos and your family is amazing. Okay, so here's my dilemma. I'm 23 and I've been in love with my male best friend since the first day I met him 11 years ago. From day one, we've always been there for each other, no matter what goes on in our lives. But halfway through the friendship, my family and I moved out of state. But during this time, we stayed in touch and talked almost every other day. And about 8 months ago, I moved back to the same state where my best friend lived. But due to me starting college and his very busy work schedule, we haven't been able to spend much time together. But he would message me or call me every day, every chance he got, to see how I was doing. We would always end the conversation by saying, I love you and be safe. But recently I found out he got arrested for grand larceny charges and having an unlicensed gun. I'm so heartbroken. I really can't believe this. I love him so much. I was saving myself for him, and yes, I still have my V card. That's no problem, girl. That's good. I honestly blame myself for this happening to him. I feel like if I never went away for so long, we would have been together already and everything would be fine. The sad part is he's only 24 and could be facing a really long time in prison. I'm just so lost. My family thinks that I should just pray for him and move on with my life, but honestly, I don't want to. What's your opinion on the whole situation? Should I wait for him to get out or just take my family's advice and move on? Thanks in advance for your time and advice, and sorry for the long email. No problem. In this case, I understand that's your, you know, friend for so many years and y'all been there for each other. But I don't know if I would put my life on hold for something that he's done, his mistakes. and you said that if you hadn't have moved away, this wouldn't have happened. You can't be so certain that that wouldn't have happened. It still could have happened. There could have been sides of him that you may not have known or seen. So you really can't blame yourself for this happening to him. This was a choice that he made. So this is the cards that he was dealt with. As far as if you should wait for him, I don't think you should. If and when he does, you know, get out of jail, and if, you know, he starts trying to do the right things in life and you're available and he's available, then maybe then, if, you know, it's meant to be, then you guys will come together and have that relationship that you're wanting. But I wouldn't wait and put my life on hold because of something he did that had really nothing to do with you. But I mean, it's ultimately your decision. This is just my opinion, but I mean, in the end, this is up to you. I mean, what you want to do. Okay, this next one says, "Hi Basie, please help me. This is my second time writing you. My boyfriend is nice and cute, but broke." What? I'm sorry. He treats me like a queen, but he doesn't have any money. I tried to overlook it before, but damn, girl, let me stop reading this like this. Hold on. But damn, God has no money. We can never go on dates because even a $5 movie requires money that he doesn't have. He is 18 but isn't really looking for work. Even though I've tried to encourage it plenty of times, he loves me and I love him, but this is a big issue and I really need help. Well, I don't really see what you need help on. Either you want to stay with him and accept that you can't go on dates, that he's broke and you have to pay you know, for dates, or you have to pay for your own meals, or anytime y'all go spend time with each other, and if it consists of money, then you have to be the provider until he decides that he wants to get a job. Otherwise, you need to move on. I'm assuming you're 18 as well. Y'all still young. I mean, if it's really affecting you that much, then just leave. You're still young. You might love him. It might hurt, but I mean, either you stick it out and you pay the bills and let him know he needs to get a job, or either you just move on. Cute only goes but so far, and so you need to make a decision, especially if you feel like this is going to be long term. You don't want him to be jobless forever. Okay, this next one says, "Hi Basie, I love the advice that you give to others in your video, so I figured that I should ask you for advice since I am in a crazy situation. First off, I'm 19 and I joined Tinder 3 weeks ago just to see what it was about. I met this guy on Tinder and we liked each other's vibes, so we set up a date for the next day. He picked me up from my dorm for our date and he was such a sweetheart. He opened the doors for me, paid for my meal, and even held my hand in public. Okay. Afterwards, we went to my dorm and cuddled for a few hours. Since everything went smooth, no sex by the way. We continued texting for a few days, and then he came over another night and we were cuddling again. Still no sex. Everything was going well. We were talking and laughing until he asked me if we were boyfriend and girlfriend. I said no because he did not ask me to be his girlfriend. So he asked me to be his girlfriend and I said yes. About an hour later, he left because he remembered he had to do something in the morning. We texted a little bit that day and I haven't heard from him since. He ignored all my texts and calls that I have sent over the course of 4 days, 6 texts and 2 calls. Yet he still posts on Instagram. Okay. At this point, I'm very confused and I've been crying for the past 2 weeks. Should I try to contact him again? It's driving me crazy that I don't have closure from him. I've unfollowed his Instagram and deleted his number, but I still can't seem to get him out my head because he seemed to be perfect for me. I had told some of my close family members about him as well because I thought it was going to get serious. What are your thoughts on what I should do, Basie? Thanks. Love, let me tell you. Move on. Don't waste your time. First off, you're still young, number one. You met this guy on Tinder. You guys have only, let's see, you went on a date with him. How many dates have you went out on him? Because it seems like you've only met him twice. You went on a date. Afterwards, y'all went back to your dorm. Y'all cuddled, no sex, which is great. Y'all continued texting for a few days. So 2 more days. He came over, y'all cuddled again, still no sex. He asked to be your boyfriend, or he asked you to be his girlfriend. And then after that, he vanished off the face of the earth except for Instagram. It seems like he didn't get what he wanted. He tried to play a few mind games with you, throwing in that girlfriend situation. And then he moved on to the next. If you've tried to contact him and he hasn't been contacting you, but yet he's posting on Instagram, honey, move on. Don't waste your time. I hate that you fell so hard for him that super quick. I mean, because I know it can happen. But just move on. That Tinder man wasn't meant for you. Clearly, he's not trying to really deal with you, because if he has access to a phone or to a computer where he can post on Instagram and you were following him at that time, he should have contacted you on Instagram. He should be answering your phone calls, responding to your texts. Even if he told you he wasn't feeling it no more and didn't want to go there with you anymore, I mean, he could have at least done that so you wouldn't be, you know, freaking out and having these feelings you're having. Because I understand you're feeling, you know, like you don't know what to do, but honey, move on. Just move on. This next one says, hey Basie, I am a 21-year-old mother to an 18-month-old. I have been a single mother for nearly all of her life. Me and her dad have been talking for a couple of months now. He wants to get married and have another baby, but I really don't feel like he's ready. He still wants to go out with his boys all night, and when I ask him to do something as simple as pick our daughter up from daycare, he is always late picking her up, which is adding on late pickup fees to her daycare that I have to pay. Basically, I wanted to know how you would tell someone that you don't want to marry them. Honey, it's okay. If he can't accept that you're not ready to marry him, or that you feel that he's not ready for that next step, then that's his problem. He's gonna have to figure some things out, because it does sound like you guys need to just hold off just a little bit, really find out what it is that you guys really want. Let him know that, you know, this is serious. You guys have a family right now, and marriage and another baby might not be the best thing, especially if he is not really being as responsible with picking your daughter up on time, making you pay the late fees. Does he have a job? I'm just asking. Making you pay the late fees. Like, I've been through this stuff, y'all, so I know. Don't fall for it. It's horrible. Ugh. He's always trying to be out with his boys, but yet he wants to make you have another baby, so you'll be in the house stuck at home with 2 small children, and he's going out partying up with his boys every night. No, honey. I would not rush into marriage with him just yet. Y'all need to talk, figure things out, maybe get some counseling, because at the rate he's going, as far as wanting to go out all the time and not being responsible with, you know, getting your kid on time, I wouldn't say marriage just yet. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't marry him, but you might want to just hold it off and let him know, you know, how you're feeling. Okay, this next one says, dear Basie, I've been a subscriber of your channel for quite some time, and just wanted to say I think you are a very beautiful person with a beautiful family. Thank you. I'm hoping you can see my situation clearer than I can. I need some grown-up woman advice. I'm a 36-year-old single mom of a beautiful 4-year-old girl. My current social economic status sucks. Live at home with my family, and I'm praying to get on my feet again. The situation is this: I've been single since my child's father punked out on me during my first trimester of pregnancy. Should have known him being 3 years younger than I would have made him truly immature. Anyway, I haven't been interested in seeing anyone for 4 years. No sex, no dates, no flirting, nothing. I think the abandonment from my child's father hurt me deeper than I originally thought. Moving forward to the real issue, LOL, about 1.5 years ago, I reached out to an old flame. Not to rekindle anything, because God knows that breakup hurt us both. However, I was just curious about his life. We've been friends on Facebook for the past 1.5 years, and I think I'm becoming too emotionally attached to him. Not in a romantic way, but in a substitute for a real relationship way. Throughout this time, he and I have admitted to still loving each other and always will, but I refuse to get there romantically ever again. My question is, Miss Basie, am I possibly doing more harm to myself by being emotionally attached to him? By emotionally attached, I mean he gives me attention and we flirt here and there. But like I told him, I don't want anybody at this point. What should I do? Thanks for the advice you can give. Sincerely, dazed and confused. Well, it sounds like from your email, and my eyes keep watering, that maybe you are ready for a relationship. It's been 4 years. Your child's father, you know, really hurt you to the core. I mean, if you didn't want to be in a relationship, if you didn't want to deal with anyone romantically, I don't think you would be doing the flirting stuff. I mean, he's an old flame, and y'all still care about each other. It seems like you wouldn't really be opposed to trying it again. You might be telling yourself that, but it sounds like it might be time. You know, it might work out this time. Who knows? I don't know what you guys' situation was when you broke up. But I mean, do you feel you're hurting yourself by being emotionally attached to him? I can't tell you what you should do. This is something that you're going to have to decide for yourself. Either do you want to try to pursue going towards a relationship with him, or do you want to just stand your ground, no dating, no anything, none of that, and be by yourself for the time being? Okay, this next one says, hello Basie, I love your videos. I just need some of your advice. I am 28 weeks pregnant and I am living with my boyfriend, the baby's daddy, his brother, and 2 roommates. I can't stand them, the roommates and my baby daddy's brother. They aren't bad people. They are safe to have my baby around, but the personalities just don't click. And for some reason, they often think I'm a bitch because I don't talk to them, because every time I do, they end up saying I said something I never did. Petty drama. This time, my boyfriend's brother says he heard me say I had money in the bank, which I never said because I don't. I don't have a job because I can't find one here. But the other 2 roommates don't have jobs either, but he's trying to act like I'm hiding money from him. My dad lives in a different state and I'm thinking about living with him, but I want my baby to have her dad, and I feel like these people are splitting my boyfriend and I up. Do you have any advice? I want my baby to have both parents. I don't know if I should just stay here and think fuck what they say, or if I should just leave. They still have 1 year left here on their lease. I mean, is your boyfriend bothered by you having money if you did? Has he stepped in and talked to them? Have you told him your concerns about how their actions may affect your relationship? Have you talked to him? Are you sure your relationship is in danger due to them? If you've done all of those things and you feel like it is in jeopardy, then maybe if it's possible, I don't know if it's possible because I know you're not working, could you and your boyfriend get your own place and let the other 2 roommates and the cousin or the boyfriend or the brother or whatever, can they stay there and finish the lease out? If you don't want your baby to be around that, you said they're not bad people, but I mean, if you feel like they're going to continuously stir up drama, you don't want to be stressed out the remainder of your pregnancy, maybe then you should go visit your dad for a while. I mean, if it were me, I'd have to probably try to put them in check real quick. You might not want to have no drama, but if your boyfriend doesn't stand up and say something to them and you've, you know, shared your concern with him about how they are and what they're doing and what drama you think they're trying to cause, if he doesn't step up and say anything to them, then that means that he's obviously not too worried about where your relationship may be going. So then if that's the case, then maybe you should go to your father's. But if he's been doing this and he's standing up for you, trying to keep them in check, and they still acting like assholes, then I would try to find my own place, honestly, with my boyfriend. But I mean, if y'all can't do that right now, you just might have to stick it out. This next one says, hey Basie, I love watching your videos. I was wondering if you can give me some advice for a situation I'm going through. I'm 19 years old and still living with my mom. I recently quit my first job and I'm currently not in school, but I'm looking for a job. So I spent a lot of time at home. I met this guy at the job I was at and we talked a little and I liked him, so I gave him my number so we can get to know each other more. We've been talking for 2 months now. He's 27 and he does have one daughter. He's no longer with his baby mom, so there's no problem there. I don't want to judge him based on that, so I decided to give him a chance. The problem I'm having is with my mom. I told her that I'm talking to this guy and that I really want her to meet him. Long story short, she doesn't like him at all. I don't know why, because she never met him. I think it's because she's a racist, and I told her that he's half black and Vietnamese. He has done nothing to her. She refuses to get to know him and she doesn't want me speaking to him. I don't know what to do. I'm 19 years old and I'm not even allowed to go anywhere with him. I don't think that is right. I feel like I'm being controlled too much. Mind you, he is a very nice guy. He treats me well and I really like him a lot. But my whole family doesn't like him. They say he looks like he's doing drugs and gets high, but I know he doesn't. They are just a bunch of racist people. By the way, I'm Puerto Rican. Please help me. I don't want to stop talking to this guy. He hasn't given me a reason to not be with him. Well, if you were my daughter and you're 19 messing with a 27-year-old, I don't know how I would feel about it. I would probably, you know, act like your mom. But as far as the racist part, I don't think that's right. I mean, they shouldn't be worried about his race. I mean, his race has nothing to do with how he treats you or any of that. But I mean, you're 19, you're still living with your parents right now. I mean, you're in your parents' household, so yeah, you're 19 and you're gonna have to abide by their rules while you're in their house. So unless you want to try to find your own place, move in with him, which I really wouldn't recommend, then you only have the option of doing what your parents are saying right now. I mean, while you're under their roof. I mean, they're parents and all they want is the best for you. I don't know how I really would feel about my daughter dating a 27-year-old. You're still young. You have so much life ahead of you. And it sounds like it might be a lot of confusion and chaos if you continue to try to pursue this relationship. I mean, you said they don't know him, but they said he looks like he does drugs and gets high. So did they eventually meet him? I'm a little confused by that. I don't know. I really, on this one, I really can't say what you should do, honestly, sweetheart. But it doesn't sound like the situation is going to end too well. So you might just want to just listen to what your parents are telling you. Hey, Basie. I'm glad to see a YouTuber from my hometown, Kansas City. I love your channel and keep doing what you're doing. However, I have a problem. It's my boyfriend's ex. My boyfriend and I have only been together for a few months now and everything is great. He treats me like a queen and this is the best relationship I've ever had. However, there's an issue. The girl, we'll call her Ashley, has her own boyfriend, but it's like she can't seem to just let go of my man. Ashley and my man were together for a couple of years and was broken up for almost a couple of years when my boyfriend, let's call him Brandon, and I got together. They had a big breakup that caused Brandon to have his heart broken because he found out that while he was gone out of the country, he was in the military. Ashley hooked up with another guy and now has an incurable STD and tried to blame Brandon for it. He's clean, and it turns out her boyfriend got checked and he's the one that gave it to her. My boyfriend has since forgiven her and has moved on and assured me that she's not a threat, but it's like Ashley pops up out of nowhere. The main thing I have a problem with is that the other day she invites his mom to a barbecue she was having and told Brandon that he could come too. He declined the invitation. I was just confused as to why she feels the need to still contact him and why she still wants the relationship with his mom. Is this some kind of guilt for what happened, or does she still have feelings for him? I don't want to be mad at her and go off on her, but I'm just annoyed. I'd be annoyed too. Girl, move on with your STD and your man. She was with your man then. It clearly didn't work out. She needs to focus on the relationship she has now and make sure she, you know, checks on her health situation. You know, as far as her reaching out to his family, I mean, you can't tell his family not to talk to her, but out of respect, you would think, you know, they would not do it as much or not put it in your face so much. But I mean, some girls just don't give up, and unless you really put your foot down and put her in check, y'all might have to have a heart to heart, you know what I'm saying? Then it might continue. Or, you know, you might have to really ask your boyfriend if he can speak with her and put his foot down, letting her know that her actions are causing, you know, a little bit of stress on your relationship, and you don't want that. That's where I would start and just see how it goes from there. That is going to be all the time that I have for my Askbasie questions today. I actually am about to head out, and I thought I could get a few more done, but I ain't got time, and the kids just got home and they making noise, and we actually have to get ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Askbasie segment. Make sure to, if you have any advice questions that you think you would want to get my advice on, the actual link is down below in my description box. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, loves.